Robert Thornton would be a good shout. So I'd even go to say the winner of this game puts himself in a wonderful position. He looks at a 140 finish.
Game shot on the first lay. Connor
So let's ask that question again. His odds on to win the group. Yeah, Bucky's got it right, surely. Morning for his, I think it was his mother's funeral. I mean, then to travel back and do that. Would be his second ton plus finish.
Game shot on the second lay.
What a start. Sensational start.
Robert, you require 98.
Double 12. This is a masterclass of finishing.
Robert Thornton.
The shoulders go down from our co-commentator Henry Deacon. What a start in this Group B.
Big finishing in this game. What's the biggest of the lot to finish it off?
This would be something special. It's been something special.
Game,
that is just unbelievable. A fantastic performance from Conor Heenahan. Big credit also goes to Robert Thornton. That was an absolute masterclass of how you play darts and how you finish games off. It was sensational. Even the averages don't do it justice there. It seemed an even better than average, a 99.20 for Conor Heenahan. Robert Thornton played very well with a 98 finish, 170 finish, 140 finish, 114 finish, and a mere 70. Sensational start from Conor Heenahan. Follow that, Mark McGuinney, Martin Adams. They're up next.
He's got off to far the better starts of the two. So it's going to be one dart, heads down to the 16s corridor. And he's going to have one of that requisite double.
Game shot on the
Adams,
first
15 dart break.
Martin
How many
Adams.
times has he done that over the years?
On the 19s if he hits a single, but that puts that equation to bed.
How many times have we seen that this week? He's been out of a leg,
32.
but in the setup play finds a max to pile the pressure on his opponent. But Mark McGuinney isn't going to succumb to it.
For the match.
He's got sands of time, but he'd like to get it done ASAP. And Mark McGuinney gets the win against Martin Adams. It was a convincing victory in the end by 4 legs to 1 against the 3-time Lakeside champion. And the Gladiator gets himself on the board at the earliest possible opportunity. An average just under 86. The doubles is going to be an area of improvement. Only 4 from 15 in that particular department. But Mark McGuinney is up and on the board. Right, Robert Thornton, who lost out to Conor Heenahan in the first game of the night. He's back in action up next. He's taking on Brett Claydon. It's the first game for him this week. We're going to watch that next.
Well, that's enough. 80.
Going to get a dart at tops. That's a bit awkward, though. This would be a really good tops.
Game,
That's exactly what it was. Robert Thornton finally gets 2 points on the board. A 4-2 victory over Brett Claydon, who's still got plenty to play for. He showed some real signs of positivity. But Robert Thornton does look in the mood today. Another 94 average for Robert Thornton. But more importantly, this time it's a win. And next up, it's a big, heavy-hitting game. It's Conor Heenahan against Mark McGuinney.
Bring it back to 2-1 if he can find this 86. He's going to get 2 in his hand at double 16. He only needs to 1. That's an 11 darter for Mark McGuinney. So we've seen an 11 now. We've seen a 10. And considering Conor Heenahan's here, we're going to get a 9, aren't we?
Fourth leg, it's 96.
It's difficult to bounce back. And again, I know that too. Seems like he's enjoying life again. Will he enjoy this double 18?
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Lyrical all night about Conor Heenahan so far.
Already squandered 3 match darts. Heenahan comes back for 3 more. Double 10. And it is Conor with the honours. And maybe Heenahan will be the man when it comes to Group B. A 4-3 victory against Mark McGuinney. Another impressive performance. 4 maximums in there. 92.88 the average and 40% when it came to the finishing. Heenahan is laying down the gauntlet for the rest to follow, and it was the Gladiator who was slayed on this particular occasion. And so we reached the halfway point of our evening, and for Martin Adams and Brett Claydon, they are both playing catch-up. They're the only 2 pointless players in the group, and they go toe-to-toe after this.
6.
For the match. Perfection.
Game, shot,
clinical,
and the match.
clean,
Brett
an
Claydon.
outstanding performance of Brett Claydon. He did have a moment during that game where he wasn't at his best and missed doubles, sort of stopped a really bad game. But for Martin Adams, they just says to the referee then, he pointed to his shoulder, so maybe he's having a couple of problems there. We'll keep an eye on that. But for Brett Claydon, 90 average, super solid. He's up and running with his first 2 points in Group B. And after the break, it's Robert Thornton against Mark McGeaney.
Requires 64.
Robert Thornton will be fancying his chances on this.
Tots are 2-0.
Game shot on the second
Robert Thornton.
Robert Thornton.
2-0 to the good against Mark McGeaney.
But you required 25.
Possibly stroke, possibly is gone. It's 17-4 for the Thorn.
Game, shot,
and that's another quality performance of the Scot. Robert Thornton, after a disappointing start to the night when he was blitzed by Conor Heenan, has come back with 2 marvellous wins. 2 good friends up there. A quality game, the tail of the tape, both averaging over 90. But it's Robert Thornton that gets over the line and moves to 4 points. Next up, it's Conor Heenan, the impressive Conor Heenan against Martin Adams.
Martin, you require 135.
Treble 4 did mean he's left a 2-darter. This is still a very tough ask. Treble 15. This is sensational stuff.
95. Conor, you require 59.
We don't anticipate many players having many chances against Conor Heenan tonight. He's missed 3 darts at a double in the first leg.
Game shot on the second leg.
That's a sign of quality. Just look at the reaction.
Take a 2-1 lead, and to kind of turn this game on its head, treble 15 gives himself a dart at tops. It would be for a 4th ton plus finish of the evening.
Game shot on the
Heenan's
third
done it again.
leg.
Mediocrity for Adams as Heenan comes back for the 92 to seal a 4-3 victory. It would make it 3 from 3 for Heenan if he can find the double 6. And Conor Heenan continues his surge in Group B. It feels like the nighttime sessions are just made for this man as he gets the better of the great man, Martin Adams, in a last leg decider. He treats us to yet another ton plus checkout. An 88.67 average is below anything else that we've seen from him so far this evening. He had to ride his luck at times against Martin Adams, but Conor Heenan makes it a hat-trick of victories here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. So, coming up after the break, it's Mark McGeaney in action against Brett Claydon, the victor of that one. We'll move on to 4 points.
Execute the finish. Everything he's doing right. Big breath. And it's no dramas for Brett Claydon.
Brett Claydon.
A very comfortable victory over Mark McGeaney, who just wasn't at the races in that game. It was a dominant display there from Claydon. He moves on to 4 points. He moves on to 2nd place. And legs difference could be really important. That 4-0 victory is like gold dust to him. For Mark McGeaney, game he will want to forget, but Claydon moves on. We will see him again in the final game. But the penultimate game of the night, how's this for 2 names for you? Martin Adams against Robert Thornton.
6.
He's good at scrapping out victories.
Game shot on the third leg.
Ever was he in that leg of darts. So he holds his hands of apology. Nice and straight on 76. 16. It's tops for 2-2.
Game shot on the 4th leg. Martin Adams
continues to fight, and Robert Thornton was sat behind. It was just like inevitability that was going in.
Robert, you required 28. Game shot.
And 28 it is. It's Robert Thornton that takes the match 4-2 over the legend that is Martin Adams. Just hasn't been the night for Martin Adams. But as always, magnanimous in defeat. Big smile on his face. Job well done for Robert Thornton. He lost his opening game of the night, but after that he's done enough to have 1 foot into the finals night on Saturday. He's still got a job to do tomorrow. It wasn't pretty. He won't remember that game forever. However, for Martin Adams, it was a tough night at the office. We move to the final game of the night. It's a top-of-the-table clash. It's Brett Claydon versus Conor Heenan.
I thought he would do. Give Claydon a tap on the shoulder. 2 at 12s. He only needs the 1 to pull it back to 3-2. It's a 14-darter, which would see him top of the pile going into the second night's action. fives.
Game,
And it is the
shot,
Shredder,
and the match.
who is a cut above the rest. As far as night one in Group B is concerned, he cut down Conor Heenahan to size. It's his first defeat of the evening, and it means that the top three cannot be separated on 6 points. As far as the tail of the tape of this game was concerned, an 83-34 average for Claydon, 4 out of 9 on the finishing. Conor Heenahan went missing when it mattered the most. A 4-3 defeat for him to end his evening. That's the end of our evening. Let's head upstairs to the balcony where Glenn Dowen is alongside Chris Murphy.
Thank you very much, Henry. Yeah, an interesting night. It looked like Conor Heenahan was going to go and run through the card, but Brett Claydon had other ideas.
And well done to Brett Claydon. You know, we've spoken an awful lot about all the players apart from Brett Claydon. And, you know, I stood at the back of the arena there just watching them final darts go in. And absolutely fair play to him. It's a brilliant ending for him.
Yeah, really good stuff. You can see that result in the end, a 4-3 win for Claydon over Heenahan, and then bouncing back from that defeat early on to Robert Thornton. Thornton had a similar night as well, losing his first match but then winning his next 3. Yeah,
that first game was absolutely magnificent, and you know, Conor Heenahan did look like he was going to be going through the card. Incredible disappointment at the end, but that first game will live in the memory. It was just beautiful to watch.
What of Martin Adams tonight? A struggle for him?
A struggle. I think he had an injury with his shoulder, though he didn't seem to sort of say anything about it. It's been his doubles and double 16 in particular. It's, you know, it's not surprising for Martin because his strength over the years is about how straight he is and how good his doubles are. And he's had this lateral drift into the 5 just too many times, and double 16s deserted him. And I think a combination of that, maybe the shoulder, was probably the reasons behind that.
And for Conor Heenahan, that last result shouldn't dampen what was an excellent night for him, should it?
It shouldn't do, but he just walked off the stage a very, very angry man, and that's a sign of a real champion, a real winner. I like that, actually. You know, I like a bad loser. I like someone who's done all the hard work, 3-1 up, and like I said, that first game will live in their memory. It was just beautiful. It had a real combination finish of 140 and 114 in that game as well, but just finished on a bit of a damp squib.
Yeah, brilliant against Robert Thornton in the first one, and he carried it on in his next couple of games, beating Martin Adams as well, including another ton-topping checkout. So just one leg, really, Conor Heenahan has cost him a clean sweep.
He should have got the 8 points, but come on, let's talk about Brett Claydon as well, because he has been just fantastic tonight. And I was guilty of not speaking about him enough. And like I said, I just stood behind and I really liked what I saw about him. He now comes into the equation, but I think the top 3 have done a good job tonight. It's a big ask for Mark McGeaney tomorrow.
But let's have a look at the group table at the halfway stage of it. And as we've just been talking about, 3 players have ended up tied on 6 points. So you want to talk about Brett Claydon? Well, you can. He's top of the table. And
isn't that fantastic to see? And like I said, I'm angry with myself as well that we speak so much about other players. And Brett Claydon was a professional player up to 2021 and 22. He knows how to play the game. Yeah, I disregarded him. And, you know, that sort of disappoints. But he's proven a lot of people wrong tonight. And I'm absolutely delighted to see him at the top.
Yeah, so Brett Claydon, well, we've been talking about him. Let's talk to him. Brett Claydon is with Henry.
Brett, many congratulations. You just had a little look up there at the league table, top of it overnight. Just assess tonight from your perspective.
When I looked at it, I was quite shocked, really. After the start, what I had, Robert played really well, but then I just thought, right, dig deep. I know I'm playing well, just keep going as I am, really.
What was your preconceptions going into this group?
When you look at that group, everyone says it's a tough, like even Glenn said at the start of the day, it's a hard group to pick the top 3 going through. You've got Martin Adams, you've got Robert Thornton, you've got Mark McGeaney, you've got Conor, who's playing really well. But I'm playing okay myself, so I'm put myself in the mix as well. So that's the main thing.
As I say, you put yourself in the mix going into tomorrow. What's going to be the preparations then in the intervening periods?
Relax, prepare myself right, do what I've done today. If I can do that, then there's every chance I can make finals night.
And it would be a first appearance for you at finals night if you were to get through. You've been here in the previous series, didn't manage to get through. So how much would that Saturday night carrot be for you?
Well, the first week was a learning curve. I think I've learned from my first time. I didn't play my best tonight, but I just dug deep. But it would be a huge step in the right direction for me.
Well, Brett, it's been great watching you tonight. Many congratulations.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's got as many points from his 4 matches tonight as he's got from his 10 last time he was here. What do you make from what you heard from Brett Claydon there?
That he's at ease, that he's playing well, because that was a question I didn't know the answer to. His last competitive game, on the information I had, was back in May, so it was hard to assess that. I liked what he said, that he's going to relax, he's going to prepare very similar today. He knew how tough the group was, but he just spoke very freely, very honestly, and he said at the end there, which was, I thought was interesting, he didn't play as well as he hoped to tonight, so there's plenty more in the locker. Brett Claydon could be just that dangerous floater. Again, another welcome addition on Saturday night if he gets through.
Change your mind yet on the weekly winner, or still going for Robert Thornton?
I'm still going to go with Robert Thornton, but I still think the winner of Saturday night will come from Group B, even if it's not Robert. I think tonight's been a really, really good night. Very strong. Them 2 players at the bottom are a little bit detached. It's going to take something special from McGeaney or Adams now.
Well, we will fill the field for finals night on Friday here at the Modus Super Series. Jerome Meok already there, having won Group A. This group resumes at 10 p.m. Friday night. 1 p.m. though in the afternoon, Group C gets back underway exclusively for the first 6 matches on the Modus Super Series YouTube channel, and then back here on Sporty Stuff TV from 3 p.m. for the running. So I hope you can join us at some point tomorrow, and if not, do make sure that you tune in on Saturday for finals night. We'll see you later in the week.